Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News, an Indian perspective, on All India Radio. This is R.S. Raghu bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says efforts are on to attract investment from across the globe to improve India's infrastructure. Serum Institute of India applies for emergency approval of Made in India COVID vaccine Covishield. Britain set to become the first country to roll out COVID-19 vaccine on Tuesday. US President-elect Joe Biden builds health team to fight COVID-19, names Xavier Becerra for leading post. Indian cities of Gwalior and Ocha included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. And Jahan Daruwala creates history, becomes first Indian to win F2 race. Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi has said that efforts are on to attract investment from all over the world to improve the country's infrastructure. Mr. Modi said over 100 lakh crore rupees will be spent under the National Infrastructure Pipeline project. He said work is also being done on the Multimodal Connectivity Infrastructure Master Plan. The Prime Minister was speaking after inaugurating construction work of Metro Rail project at Agra in Uttar Pradesh through video conference today. Mr. Modi said the Metro project will strengthen the mission related to the establishment of smart facilities in Agra. The Taj Mahal, one of the world's leading tourist attractions, is located on the banks of River Yamuna in Agra. The Prime Minister said government's focus is on making small cities the axis of self-reliant India, and the Metro project at Agra reflects this intention. On tourism sector, the Prime Minister said government has increased the number of countries covered under the e-visa scheme and also reduced the tax on hotel room tariffs significantly. Mr. Modi asserted that due to the efforts of the government, India is now ranked at number 34 in Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index.
भारत अब ट्रैवल और टूरिज्म कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस इंडेक्स में 34वें नंबर पर आ गया है, जबकि 2013 में भारत इसी इंडेक्स में 65वें नंबर पर रुका पड़ा था। आज वहां से इतनी प्रगति हुई। मुझे उम्मीद है जैसे जैसे कोरोना की स्थिति सुधरती जा रही है, वैसे ही बहुत जल्द ही टूरिज्म सेक्टर की रौनक भी फिर से लौट आएगी।
Serum Institute of India (SII) has applied for emergency approval of Made in India COVID vaccine candidate Covishield. SII CEO Adar Poonawalla has confirmed it and said it will save countless lives. He also thanked the Government of India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for their invaluable support. SII, the world's largest vaccine producer by volume, had sought emergency use authorization in the country for AstraZeneca's PLC's COVID-19 vaccine candidate. The company applied to the Drugs Controller General of India, citing unmet medical needs due to the pandemic and in the interest of the public at large. The move comes close on the heels of Pfizer Incorporation applying for a similar authorization of its coronavirus vaccine in India. Health Minister of India Dr. Harshvardhan today said the country is in the forefront of developing COVID-19 vaccines. Speaking at the DST-CII India-Portugal Technology Summit 2020, the minister said about 30 vaccines are in different stages of development in the country. He pointed out that 2 of them are in the most advanced stage of development: Covaxin, developed through ICMR Bharat Biotech collaboration, and Covishield from the Serum Institute of India. A meeting of the India-Nepal Intergovernmental Committee (IGC) on Trade and Transit was held today. The Indian Embassy in a statement said both sides reviewed the progress made on the wide-ranging bilateral agenda, including review of treaties of trade and transit. The virtual meeting was led by Commerce Secretaries of both countries. The IGC is the apex bilateral mechanism to review and set the way forward for further enhancing bilateral trade and economic ties. China's exports to India continued to decline with a 13% drop in the first 11 months of the year, customs data showed today. However, China's imports from India rose by 16% during this period. According to customs data released today, China exported about $59 billion worth of products to India from January to November, down 13%. China's imports from India amounted to about $19 billion in the value in the first 11 months, up 16%. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. U.S. President-elect Joe Biden said he will nominate California Attorney General Xavier Becerra for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Biden, in a statement, said a team of world-class medical experts and public servants will be ready on day one to mobilize every resource of the federal government to fight the raging COVID-19 pandemic. He added that they would oversee the safe, equitable, and free distribution of treatments and vaccines. Biden, who takes office on January 20th, has also announced top nominees for his national security and economic teams. Now the coronavirus updates from around the world. The WHO has confirmed that the number of COVID-19 infections has crossed 66.24 million worldwide. South Korea is raising its COVID-19 alert levels as it battles a rise in infections. Gatherings of more than 50 will be banned in the capital Seoul and surrounding areas from Tuesday. Denmark government announced on Monday that it will implement further lockdown measures in parts of the country to curb a spike in coronavirus infections. In India, COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.45%. United Kingdom is preparing to become the first country to roll out the COVID-19 vaccine tomorrow. As per the government, the shots will be initially available at hospitals before distributing stocks to doctors' clinics. Britain gave emergency use approval for the vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech last week. The National Health Service NHS is giving top priority to vaccinating the over 80s, frontline healthcare workers and care home staff and residents. Gwalior and Ocha of Indian state of Madhya Pradesh have been included in the list of World Heritage City by UNESCO. Tourism experts are calling it a big achievement. Here is a report from our correspondent.
Orcha, located in the Bundelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh, is famous all over the world for its temples and places. Orcha was the 16th century capital of the erstwhile Bundela dynasty. Many temples and places are located here, and places are famous for a unique confluence of Rajput and Mughal architectural influences. At the same time, Gwalior city has been the capital of Gurjar Pratihar, Tomar, Baghel, Kachwahas and Sindhya Rajvansh. After being included in the list of World Heritage, UNESCO will work with the Tourism Department of the state to preserve and refine these archaeological and historical monuments. Paritosh Dikshit, AIR News.
Moving on to sports now, Jehan Daruwala created history by becoming the first Indian to win an F2 race when he finished ahead of the likes of Mick Schumacher and Dan Ticktum in a sprint race in Sakhir, Bahrain yesterday. Daruwala, who races for Carlin, won the sprint race in Sakhir by 2.9 seconds. In athletics, Kenya's Kibiwot Kandi has set a new world record for the half marathon with a stunning victory in Valencia. Kandi took 29 seconds off mark set by compatriot Jeffrey Kamworor in Copenhagen last year to complete the 13.1 miles in 57 minutes 32 seconds. In cricket, India will take on hosts Australia in the third and final T20 match in Sydney tomorrow. The men in blue have already clinched the series 2-0. England's tour of South Africa has been abandoned after the number of positive coronavirus tests. Today is International Civil Aviation Day. The day recognizes the importance of international civil aviation to sustainable development. Commemorating the day, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said aviation is an important engine of our world and will play a critical role in lifting the world to recovery from COVID-19. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to his favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan, by artists from Russia. And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.